What's up, stream? How's it going? How's everybody doing? So we're gonna be starting off with seeing if anybody has questions from the stream. Feel free to type in, or Beard, you're welcome to ask questions as well since you're in here.
All right, man. Let's see. Okay. I mean,
What would you like to know, or what do you have questions about?
I really just set up some basic stuff. I mean, I don't know if you have a better suggestion or a good suggestion for just like a basic setup.
Basic setup in like
OBS.
OBS for your settings, for your like image, like your overlay, things like that.
Anything in general, really. I mean, I have basically I'm using game capture
Okay.
and then just doing, you know, capturing desktop audio and then using a headset for input capture.
Sure. We can go to as just kind of general settings to start up. No, one of the biggest things is the encoding type that you use. Makes a big difference on how your frame rate is. If you're using a NVIDIA based card, one of your biggest things you can do is try to take the load off your CPU and put it on your GPU by doing hardware encoding. So right here, I'm using it right now, but you can see I've got NVENSync 264, which is hardware encoding. So it takes the load off your CPU, so you keep your frame rate up, and you don't tax the CPU so much. One of the nice
Hold on.
things.
Hold on a second. Where are you streaming this at? I was waiting for your page to pop up.
Should be just streaming to Twitch.
I say I don't see it. Now you are. Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't before. Okay. Go ahead on it. Do it
Okay.
again.
Yeah. So if you go into File, Settings, and Output,
Okay.
you'll see Encoder. There's two different types. You've got hardware encoding, you have software encoding.
Right.
So the type that taxes your CPU is software encoding. The type that taxes your GPU is hardware encoding, which helps if you do hardware encoding. It helps your frame rate, your smoothness, keeping high resolutions, and keeping connectivity to actually Twitch.
Okay.
Right now, I'm set on hardware encoding by doing NVC CH 264, which is hardware based encoding. If you have NVIDIA based graphic cards. If you don't and you have Radeon or AMD graphics cards, you're not going to be able to do that. You'll have to do software encoding because that's not an option with them currently.
Okay.
Um, for audio, the main thing that you want to set up is just your mic here, and make sure you have a good sample rate. Because if your sample rate's not good enough, it won't bring clarity to your voice and whatever audio device inputs you're using.
Hmm.
Hey, Sin, join the general and I can pull you in. Um, so the other thing is for your scaling factor, there's multiple different types, but if you're not running a super stock, super high end PC, the big thing you can do is do bilinear, so you can keep your scaling down, so you can keep good bit ratios.
Okay. Now, if you go back to output I think we have two different. We have this like I'm in the same option.
Okay.
Yeah, but my screen doesn't have like your audio track. I mean, I have like streaming and then recording, but it doesn't look anything like yours.
Because I've got mine set into advance.
Makes sense.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Sin? Thanks for joining in. Much
Just
appreciated.
got done with a wicked comp match.
I saw that. Hey, what's up, Tom? How you doing? Thanks for coming. Big thing is super helpful. Set up hotkeys to mute yourself. That's super nice. It comes in really handy, especially if you've got people in a party here and you need to sit there and chat with them, but also chat with the stream, and you can just mute yourself in and out. Kind of like, what else would you suggest as well, Sin, for just kind of basic setup for OBS?
For a basic setup?
Basic setup and audio
What'd you
management.
already go over?
Bit rate, hardware, software encoding, your refresh rates on your audio, things like that.
Trying to think, because you probably already covered a lot of it.
If you wanted,
So we covered quite a bit last time.
yeah. So even if it's asked again, let's just cover it so people can get the information.
Right.
And that's what it's about. It's basically a podcast where people can and ask any question they can about streaming softwares, anything like that. So, big thing I know a lot of people have interest in is overlay.
Yeah. That's overlay is always an interest of people in the graphics and
Yeah.
you know, using the GIF pictures and all that stuff. And
So big thing with that is make sure it's a PNG file.
yes.
Overlay is, and you can scale it to the correct size.
Yeah, make sure it has a transparent background and a PNG format. And then if you can, like if you're using it, if you have two computers, like I do my graphic stuff on one computer and then transfer it to another. Now, make sure you set it up first before you stream and don't just throw it on and then just be like, okay, cool, I'm going to go with this, because play a game or something maybe when you're in your downtime to see what you're actually covering up in the games. Because like I had a guy tell me the other day that some of my stuff covered up some of the you know like the information in Overwatch, whereas it doesn't do it in Destiny, but it does it in Overwatch. So it's kind of like, you know, depending on what game you're playing, you're gonna cover up some stuff, but you don't want to cover up too much.
You gotta have a balance.
Mm-hmm.
So other big thing is
And try not to make it gaudy looking. Make it appealing to the eyes.
Yeah, or keep it within your theme.
Yeah, that's
Don't do something
also a really good
random.
one. So I've seen people like I'm gonna throw a name out just because I know he's new,
Mhm.
but like Fearless, he threw a GIF up on his screen that really had nothing to do with what he was doing.
Gotcha.
So it was like, I told him that too. I mean, he kept it up because he likes it, you know, which whatever, you know, by all means, you know, it's his stream.
Yeah.
But you know, it was just one of those. It seemed out of place. So you know, just when you're setting up your screen, just make sure everything has a certain place that will look right on your screen.
Like, that's really interesting. For my certified Sherpa badge for the nailers,
Yeah.
it took me forever to find a good place for that, because it's
Right, like some things fall into place really easy. Like scrolling stuff up at the top is usually pretty simple, or even at the bottom, like away from the camera or something. But yeah, when you're placing certain pictures and stuff, it's hard to put stuff because, again, you don't know what it's going to cover up in a game or.
So we'll start off with the main topic because me and you both do a lot of audio streaming. So what do you use for your audio mixing?
As far as audio mixing,
Yeah, for your
I
stream.
go straight,
Just put everything in one pile and send it out.
pretty much.
I'm
Because I
pro-
really don't have a lot. I mean, like mic wise, I just run a mic, and music's just run through the desktop. So mine's actually a pretty simple, straightforward setup.
which one was
Yeah, I was gonna say
haven't.
yours is probably a little more in depth.
Mine's quite a bit more, quite a bit different. Because right now I'm running a Turtle Beach Stream mic that's USB plugged into my computer, and then also running an Astro Mix amp, outputting to a
Right.
headset. Also with a optical cable plugged in for clearer feed.
Right.
And then I do a unique thing of my music is split, and my chat, like my parties that I'm in chatting with people, are
Oh, I
uh,
gotcha.
Razer Surround Sound Pro, which super nice for listening to games and stuff.
Right.
I think I spent $20 on it, but it's probably one of the best $20 I've ever, because it has a nice little friendly EQ, which makes a big difference, especially having to filter out noises and things like that in the background.
See, now luckily I was able to transfer over one of my EQs from my music programs into my OBS.
That works great then.
Oh yeah, that was perfect. Now, keep in mind it doesn't accept all VSTs. Because I tried one that would have been amazing for cutting out background noise and everything,
Oh.
except the moment you try to set it on, it crashes OBS.
Yeah. I've got audios like that also, as soon as I fire one of the plugins, it crashes the other one. So
Yep.
I've worked with it and found a balance. The other big one that I use is actually the Elgato sound capture that comes with the Elgatos is wonderful once you get it set it up in tune.
You know what? I honestly have not played with that much.
That's probably one of the best things that I've learned to use, because it actually has it self-identifies softwares as either music, team
Oh,
chat, or as gameplay, and it filters everything, which is a lot nicer than kind of selecting and rolling with what's going on. So a combination of those twos, with also setting up my device manager correctly, makes a big difference. It helps me.
Yeah, that one actually does make a big difference. And even if your mic has a not so much a volume on it, but like some of them have different inputs to where it and depending what type your mic you're using, depending whether it's a bidirectional or biomni or whatever, and it's going to make a difference on what it picks up as well.
Yeah, very much so. Which is nice because most of the high-end mics, like the Blue Yeti, the standard Snowball, the Turtle
Right,
Beach
it
Stream
gives
mic,
you a multitude.
it gives you a
of
multitude.
choices.
And the Shure 510A is the other one. You don't see many
Like I
of
used
those
a
out.
Yeti, and I had to switch it at first because I think I used a bidirectional. I think because at first, I mean, even with the bidirectional, it very sensitive.
Yeah.
But when it was on, the omnidirectional, it literally picks up everything from everywhere. So it was like, I mean, you could fart in the other fucking room, and it would pick it up.
That's how this one is.
So
you have to tune them. I mean, you do. And
yeah.
most of them are pretty good about, you can just hit a button and kind of self-tune themselves. Here's a great example of something that's interesting about the software that I have, especially this surround sound software from Razer. So I can still hear you guys just fine if you were talking, which is really
Right.
nice.
See, like I finally figured out how to set mine up because I actually have 3 fans going on in my room, as well as I play music from my desktop speakers just so I could hear stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, I have my headset on, so it's not like loud, but loud enough.
Yeah.
And luckily, I was able to set my mic up now to where it doesn't catch anything.
Yeah. It just, you got to fiddle with stuff. You got to kind of learn where the gains are, where everything sets at. It takes time, but it makes wonderful changes when you do.
Oh, it definitely does. Because, like, I know some people have, like, family members are around or something, and, they're trying to cut out as much noise as possible. And that's where, your gates and all that shit is going to come in, and holy shit, that scared the crap out of me. But, yeah, that's where your gates and suppressors and all that stuff will come in play.
Yeah, definitely. The nice thing is, I know the guys in Discord may be able to hear it, but my AC just kicked on, and it's about 10 feet away from me. And probably just barely can the stream hear it at this point because I've got stuff set up just about right.
Right.
So,
even depending what it is, you always got to fiddle stuff because, stuff in the room is going to change, sounds are going to change.
yeah.
It's a constant battle to get it set up to where, it's perfect, but it'll never be perfect.
Yeah, definitely will never be perfect, but you got to work hard and you'll figure it out. Any other questions from chat right now about audio, mics, anything like that? Yeah, that's weird. It's being dumb right now, but yeah, I went live. Triple S is live, so come on in, ask your questions, guys. That's what we're here to help you with. So what's the worst thing you've heard in audio on Twitch?
The worst thing I've heard in audio so far? That's a tough one.
Okay, give me a second, guys.
I think it's the one where everything's silent when they're talking, but then all of a sudden, everything's silent, but then as soon as they start talking,
Yeah.
That's strange. Can you guys still hear me?
yeah.
Okay. My internet just dipped. That's weird. I don't normally have that. So I lost. You guys were just breaking up. So I hate to ask the question again, but what's the worst audio thing that you've heard happen on stream?
Apparently that.
Internet is something I wish we could control better, but there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
Well, that is one of them when people are talking and they keep dipping in and out.
Yeah. Because I actually pulled up making sure my PC wasn't overloaded, and I wasn't barely even touching it. So.
Yeah, or like I said, like when it's dead silent when they're not talking, but as soon as they're talking, you catch all the background noise and everything all together when they talk.
Yeah,
so it
definitely.
almost like overtakes their voice.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out how to get off of mute.
Apparently that's his audio.
Congratulations! You passed the first test!
You missed
It
everything.
only took
Yeah.
30 minutes. No, I've heard everything, but it only took me 30 minutes to be able to input something.
Sure. So, would you like to comment on anything that's been said?
No, I was just gonna agree with Sin about. I watched a stream the other night that I wasn't hearing really anything going on, and then all of a sudden the streamer went to say something, and as soon as they did, all of their music and everything else came blaring along with it, and I was like, "Whoa, what in the hell is that?" And I asked them, "What is going on with your mic?" And they were streaming off of their phone, and had a
Oh,
radio next to their mic, and I was like, "Oh." That's the worst mistake you can make. They tried to stream the music through their headset. I was just like, oh no, oh no.
yeah, it's a crying shame.
Weird.
So, what type of audio softwares do you use for your stream, Bloody? Because I know you do a lot of music just like I do.
Yeah, so I run my music as I'll run it through Deepbot, and it does not interfere at all. Like like in my party, for example, they can't hear the music. It doesn't come through, even though I'm playing it off my desktop speakers. They don't hear it, in my Fire Team. But the stream hears it perfectly well, and I have it balanced using Deepbot's volume controls. Because I have the same microphone that you do. I have the Turtle Beach Stream mic. And so that's what I use.
Best $45 I've ever spent.
Yeah,
That's pretty
it
much
was
how I run, except I
definitely-
run mine through Nightbot.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I got tired of Nightbot, to be honest. I like Deepbot better for myself just because it was more stable. Because Nightbot for me
It
just
is
doesn't
a little more
work.
stable. The only thing I like that I already had done was I already have a playlist put into my Nightbot,
Mhm.
so I don't.
I
Feel
can
like doing
understand
the
that.
jamming.
No, I totally understand that. Because what I screwed up the first time when I had Deepbot and I didn't save the playlist, and then the playlist was gone. I was like, oh my god, I gotta rebuild that from scratch
Right,
again.
that's kind of where I'm at now.
But
and I'm
now I
like,
saved
I
it.
really don't want to do it.
yeah.
No.
That is the nice thing. You can export those playlists on Deepbot and open them back up at any time.
Yeah, which is very nice.
Um, Anything on basic general setup that you'd like to comment on? We talked about that for people getting started with OBS.
Yeah, no, that you nailed it pretty well. Did you talk about though the encoding bitrate? Have you talked about that before too? Because that's the thing that
I talked about it last stream,
screw up.
but that is something that is very important. So your bit rate on your encoding, you see how I've got mine set at 2500. 2500 is considered the sweet spot for anybody that's not partnered, because that allows you to be able to. Someone's on a computer, they can see it on a mobile device or just about any tablet. That's the rate. The bit rate is the rate that the information you transmit out to Twitch is then sent back down to people. So if you set it too high, a lot of devices can't see it. If you set it too low, it's going to look clunky. I guess is the way. Yeah, it's going to look clunky and crappy. So that's good things to know. I think that's actually the stock bitrate that most Xboxes broadcast at, if I'm not mistaken.
Isn't it also like the stock one that is pretty much like in OBS already?
It is 2500 is the default, I think.
Mine was not. Mine was at like 3750.
Oh wow.
I think mine went straight to 2800.
So, but yeah, you definitely want to do that. The other thing that you want to look into, I don't remember where it's at, but you can actually select the server that you pass to from Twitch.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where you're.
That's very important too.
That's another thing.
Is I live in Chicago. I actually do one out in where did I
There
set
it
it
is.
for out in Virginia.
I'm at the top of Kentucky, right next to Cincinnati. I'm broadcasting to San Francisco, and that's my best one. So
because that's where you get your best ping and all that.
It's best ping, but also I've come to find out it's the fastest line from here to any of them.
Mine also shows San Francisco.
So you probably San Francisco is pretty good.
One. I picked Virginia because you don't want to pick an area that's heavily routed either. Sometimes the smaller routed areas will have less stuff going through them, so you'll get a better line through it.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm close to the Virginia one. It's Ashburn. I'm not 12 close, but I'm not too far away from it. But I might actually switch to that. Use that server.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a try. Just stream for a little while, and then one of the best pieces of advice I can give to anybody: go back and watch your own streams. For the first, when you do a big change,
Absolutely.
go back,
Absolutely.
go back and yeah,
You figure out what works.
and what I mean by that is don't watch like 15 minutes. I'm saying watch 10 minutes. Go if you're streaming for hours, go 2 hours later and go check it. Go 2 more hours later than that and just check it. And see if your sound dips out, if your screen quality dips out, if you have lag issues, anything like that, check it.
Yeah, that's actually funny. I am actually using that Ashburn, Virginia one.
Another piece of advice I would have too is, and I used to do this on every stream. I don't do it now because I don't touch my setup because now I finally got it perfected. But as soon as the first person would pop into the chat, I would immediately ask them if how the sound was. If it was if the music was overpowering, or if they could hear it just fine, hear me fine, hear the fire team, hear the game sounds, and just do it really, really early so that anybody else that came in afterwards,
Hey, thank you, Rebel, for the host.
Well.
And unfortunately, when you do play music, there are some songs that are going to be louder or softer than others. It's just the way it is.
That's true.
So you're going to have to set it at a sweet spot in between, and then just let it ride.
Hey, thanks Outlaw for the host. Thanks both of you guys for hosting. That's awesome.
Yeah, you pretty much have to do that because if you sit there and you keep screwing with it, if you're gonna overkill, try to get it right, and then you're
nuts because you're going to be changing it every other song.
And I would have people that would troll me with that, and I would be obsessed, like screwing with the volume controls, and then the people who were actually nice to me would be like, "Hey man, why you messing with the sound? It was perfect." I'm like, "Oh,
right," and it's going to play different on every device.
Yeah.
So.
The kicker is I have I'm guessing you do a batch dump for your sound bloody as well, like Sin does, just put everything in one pot. This is where mine differs. I run my music through a separate feed channel and I compress it so that doesn't happen. Everything stays within a certain decibel
you can
set range.
Limiter on it and...
Yeah. So nothing.
Can you do that with that Elgato soundware? Will that Elgato capture? Will that do that?
It will not. That's why I have this Razer Surround Sound Pro, because I can normalize the level presence and all of that. And it's actually got an active set EQ. That's why I actually went and got that, is because it was $20 and it basically can be an entire soundboard clipped into one channel for very little without having to buy external. You guys, man, the outlaw rate is real. Holy cow, guys.
They enjoy saying outlaw raid.
Yeah.
Outlaw! My friend's girlfriend does that every time they go through like a yellow light. She just yells, "Outlaw country!"
That's awesome. Another system that a lot of people use that's pretty similar to that. Give me 2 seconds to kill it real quick. This is one I don't use because I started using Razer Surround, is Voice Meter. It allows you to take your inputs, mainly if you've got a really bad problem with external noise. This has great gains on it to set for your inputs. And then you can feed them out into your Elgato Sound or directly into OBS, and it'll filter what's going on to help things not get so clippy, so echoey, things like that. And this is 100% free, if I remember correctly.
I mean, and what you can do too is, like, say, if like with the music, if you want to put a limiter on it, you can go online and find free VSTs that aren't very CPU heavy to throw a limiter on there.
That's true. I've tried that, and some of them work. I will warn you, some of them work, some of them do not, and then some of them just crash.
What you're gonna have to play with.
Yeah. But these are softwares.
When you get a day off stream or something, just sit there and play with a bunch of stuff.
So, I mean, these are just softwares that I use depending on the scenario, depending if I'm using Discord, Xbox Party, just playing standard music, going straight from YouTube, going from Pandora, Spotify, all of them.
Never
So-
Spotify. Never Spotify. It's the worst.
I mean,
It's the worst.
when it's all you got.
That's
YouTube.
why I just use YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deepbot YouTube. I mean, Nightbot YouTube. Screw Spotify.
The other thing,
Ugh.
Well, that's when you have people that actually suggest songs at that point. But
Well, YouTube works fantastic for that though as well, because I have people that dump song requests in all the time, and it's
Yeah, so do I.
not yet
Pull
to
straight
find
from
a
YouTube.
song. Yeah, it's
I-
great.
hey, much appreciated, Outlaw. Thank you again. The big thing with that is make sure the people you give the power to, careful, because you may get super trolled like I did to Sin one night.
I already learned that lesson too.
I think I permanently scarred Sin with that one.
I don't know. People play some fucked up shit in my games.
I mean,
So let's talk about, do you have a bot beard?
not necessarily. I mean, I can connect Deepbot or Nightbot. I had Nightbot connected, but it kind of already disconnected the night. Started rolling through Deepbot a little bit earlier. I didn't know, how to use it or anything. So
Well, let's address that question.
Yeah, Dbot takes a little bit of playing around with to get used to.
I mean,
Deepbot
I'm
does.
on the Deepbot site right now. I don't know
Okay.
how to roll around on it.
Deepbot, we can just kind of show you what it does. Would we agree it's kind of the standard right now for streaming?
It's
Deepbot,
amazing
Ockbot,
to me.
Oh, wait a minute. So it's an actual program I need to
There's
download.
a couple of them, but I think
Yes.
a lot of us are
Correct.
using Dbot right
Yeah, that's why Deepbot is different than most, because it's an actual application that you will put on your computer, and it gives you a lot more control, and you're not dependent upon your browser. Which to me, I like that flexibility, to be honest, because I could go the whole stream and never have to open a browser tab on my computer at all. And I can just open Deepbot and then start streaming.
Right.
And it's really versatile too, because right on the application itself, you can set up all of your integrations and set up all your music through it. I mean, it's a compact program, but it offers a hell of a lot of features, and it will hog a lot of your processing power. I'm not gonna lie about that. It'll definitely slow stuff down for you, but
This is why hardware encoding exists.
Yeah, that's why you want a hardware encode. But it for me, it says it's not like it hurts my stream. What it doesn't, because my laptop is not super powerful. I mean, it's an i7, but it doesn't have the GTX level of video card. I have NVIDIA, but it's not at the GTX level. So I
Run it
can.
on a i5 desktop.
Well,
Well, I wish I had something worth a damn to do it, because I can't open up. Yeah, like I can't open up my Twitch channel or anything else to chat on, because it feels like it takes 15 years before it'll open anything up just so I can chat, because that's what I'm
Okay.
streaming through. So I have to use my phone for a lot of, like, when people whisper, you're like, hey, whisper, and I'm like, ah, now I got to pull out my phone to interact.
gotcha.
And that's a real pain.
Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated.
Or keeping everyone's browsers open.
Yeah, and that's why I can't do that. It will destroy my computer if I do that.
I
Okay.
also just kind of noticed something like the difference between the two is that Nightbot is free, and then the other two are, or Deepbot is.
Yeah,
you gotta do the
Dbot you
beta.
do have to
It's
pay.
$5 a month. It's $10
Yeah.
to start, and then it's $5 a month. And I love it though. I mean, plus I'll admit I've had fun, and this is one of the reasons I mean, let me get this out of the way. A disclaimer: I don't work for Deepbot. I don't. I'm not one of their paid supporters. But I am a fanboy. But one of the things that I really like about them is that, and I've added a whole bunch of the little mini games for the stream to keep them entertained with the currency. And there's a wiki page they have where you can download additional games, and
Yeah, these people are
just as
constantly making them for it, too.
they are. And just as a test the other night, I dumped like 40 games on the people in chat. I think you saw that, AC.
Oh,
They were
man.
going crazy. Oh, it was so funny.
Yeah.
But they were enjoying it.
Well, before we get on back to the PC issue, because that's actually a really important topic that we did want to discuss today. Let's walk you through some of the topics, some of the things that Deepbot can do. So we've got set it up, general configuration, sets up your notifications, which is amazing, so helpful. You can see your chat, who's in your chat at all times, basically. You can give currency out. Database. Show everybody in there when they started joining, how long they've been watching, and what rank they are. And just a surprise for everybody for coming in. You know what? There's 1,000 swords for everybody. We can set up raffles for people to win stuff. So the raffle that I'm going to be doing to give away the Destiny 2 copy when I hit 250 followers, and when I hit 14 subs, giving away the Elgato capture card. That's going to be ran through the raffle system. Basically, if you can think of it, you can probably do it in commands. I know people who do, when someone comes in, types in their chat, it fires a gift in their OBS and it shows up on their stream. And fires music. Fair warning, that does eat a lot of power on your computer when you do that. You can do timed messages. You can do event-based messages, like people coming in the stream. The bot will say hello, welcome to the stream, leaving the stream, things like that. A raffle timers. That'll be stuff that can go into your OBS and show how long they have. Streamer messages. So this is probably one of the nicest functions you can have, is this sets it up so you can go host people when you're getting ready to sign off. Which otherwise it's an absolute pain in the butt to do. You've got an entire thing of music that you can import YouTube playlists and just music for hours and hours and hours. Streamer
moderation services, that's nice.
Yeah. You can set it up where it costs people currency. I mean, just straight interactions, betting, mini games, polls, quotes. I mean, just banning stuff, link control, spam control. If you get rated, please disable that, because that really just is disappointing for everybody when you instantly get banned when you come in. This is also really nice if you've got people who are coming into your stream and you're hosting out to people. You can keep a record of who you're networking with, who got banned, who got kicked, all of that stuff. General notifications, everything that's going around. This is a nice feature that's not on any other ones that I'm aware of, is you can chat with other people or people from DeepBot, and they can get you help.
Yeah.
Right there on the spot.
Yeah, that's pretty
I've
cool.
done that before when I first got Depot.
I did as well to find the roulette image.
Yeah, like I was having trouble doing something. I forget what it was, but yeah, I went into the streamer chat and I had an answer within maybe 5-10 minutes, if that.
Yeah. And then you've got the forums, which read to your heart's content.
Yep. And I'll say one thing about talking about the raffle system. I know some people like the way Moobot does things, which Moobot's pretty good too. But the one thing about DeepBot that makes it really, really nice is that you, as the streamer, have very little that you have to do when you're setting up a raffle, because all you have to do is click a couple of boxes and then hit start after you have your timer going, and then you can create a window capture in OBS so that it captures your DeepBot screen so they can see your raffle screen, and you can just put that in a corner somewhere, make it where they can see it, and then they can see what's going on. They can see who's entering the raffle, how many tickets or whatever they're purchasing, and so forth. And then when it's done, you just click draw winner, and boom, it pulls the winner for you. And it's really so easy to use.
Don't even have to think.
And I like not having to think.
Well, the other nice thing is you can do two different types of raffles here. You can do one where people enter with currency and don't enter with currency, which is very nice, so you can even the playing field.
Yep.
You can set custom levels of
That's how
currency.
I like to run my raffles. I like to
With
run it
keywords?
without having anything.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's just straight up. Everyone's on the same playing field. That way nobody can bitch about anything.
Right. Keeps it
Even
fair.
though they're still gonna.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course they will.
Yeah.
And they'll say it's rigged all the time, no matter what. It's rigged.
Yeah.
Everything's rigged.
That's like whenever I watch Creator Jake's and he does a raffle, the first thing that pops up after he pulls it and somebody else wins, it's just
Rigged.
rigged. I mean, they don't all say it
Dude,
like
yeah, that's
seriousness to say
any
it in a
raffle.
joke, but
I guess the
Yeah.
command that made a lot of people really interested in seeing what I had to do is this command right here. Is one that actually fires multi-stages commands and actually accesses Destiny API to fill out what this person basically can tell you anything and everything they're about to do in trial and what their team's going to be like. But the interesting thing is, only my mods have access to the source file to determine who the target is for the query. So, which can be changed at any time. This bot has a very, very powerful language. If you
Well, hey, listen, guys. I personally myself, I have to jump. I've got a commitment with the family. I have to go take care of real quick.
thank you for stopping in.
This
Appreciate it.
is awesome. As I want to be on this like all the time because this is one of the coolest things to be part of. This is really badass,
Well,
dude.
I'm planning on making this a normal Saturday thing. So,
All right.
as long as I have
to
questions.
be in, as long as you want me in, I'll be in this because this is awesome.
Okay,
All right. Thanks, man.
not
See
a
you guys
problem.
later. See you soon. See you, Seb.
See ya.
All right, man.
see, man.
Bye bye.
Once again, guys, that was Bloody Striker. If you're not following, go check him out. Go drop him a follow if you're not following. Great Destiny personality, always hanging out, always chilling, and will make you laugh and laugh and laugh all night.
I will say his voice does not match his name.
No, don't.
No.
Bloody Striker. Hey guys, how's it going today? I'm not making fun of him. I'm just like, all right.
No, but
That's,
you are right though.
Yeah.
it's like I wasn't expecting that at all.
It's like
just like
Bloody Striker. You're expecting big badass, and you get Alvin and the Chipmunks.
it's like, hey guys, what you doing today?
Right.
Go throw some nades up in them buttholes.
So the big topic, the topic that causes a lot of controversy and has a really big stigma in what you say streaming itself is the PC deal. Wouldn't you agree, Sin?
Yeah.
That I need what would you say is let's get a talk from chat. What do you think a streaming PC should cost?
You talking just for streaming or streaming and gaming?
Just streaming. So you're using a capture card capturing from a console or from another computer.
Okay, so are you talking price wise, including the capture card?
Excluding capture card. What do you think it should cost, stream?
Well, I could tell you mine was around $450, $500.
We got a 350. Any other guesses? Because there's a general kind of ballpark figure that we can assume. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. It really comes down to what kind of power you're looking to get out of it, and what your budget is.
True.
I know personally.
Anything else is gonna pretty much take over whatever you're trying to do.
I know. I actually looked up this morning what my cost for my current PC. $442.90.
Right.
But
So
I
the one
made
that you did like a pre-built from Newegg or something like that.
Yep, pre-built from Newegg. My new one that's coming in this
Mine was
month
like
is not.
$60 on sale from Best Buy.
Yeah. So
I mean, the computer I got was a pre-built, but it was from Best Buy. However, it came with like everything in it and a couple extras as a complete build. It was
Yeah.
about $1,000.
So you would be considered on the over.
You have to spend like $1,000 to be able to get a streaming computer,
Yeah, I
which
mean,
is true if you're going to be trying to game from it and stream.
right.
Yes.
That's what I'm
But if
doing.
you're just streaming off of it, you
Different
don't
story.
need as much power as something like that will give.
Yeah, it's
Is
like
it
I'm
nice?
actually.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like I'm actually like playing and streaming from it, and just rolling through with it. I mean, eventually I'll try to do it a different way, but
Honestly, once you get a capture card, if you're doing for console gaming, it's perfect. For what you're doing right now and doing a screen cap or a display cap, perfectly fine. That's the standard that goes on PC.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I mean, but I mean, there's some games now that I know Destiny 2 is going to be this way. Certain forms of screen capture from through OBS specifically will not be usable. It's
Yeah.
an anti-cheat measurement. I mean, I feel like there's going to be some more developers that are going to adopt this. In
Well,
certain
there
ways.
is. Every time they switch something, there's going to be someone that will step up to make software for it as a workaround.
I mean, like other developers will actually like adopt the no screen, like no cheating abilities, essentially.
Yeah, but there's always going to be people that will counter that.
Yeah, there's people that will
So
break it.
there's almost always going to be a way to go around all that. But yeah, they depending on how the companies look at things, they may try to make it harder or easier.
Just
So
depends on how people do it.
yeah, and I would say the biggest thing is if you're trying to just stream consoles from a PC, get a solid. You could go with last generation's computer with the CPUs, but make sure you hardware encode. Get an NVIDIA based card. That literally, I turned mine off, and basically my stream will crash as soon as I turn mine onto software encoding. My CPU cannot. It's just not going to happen. That literally will make or break a stream. Is if you agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I will say yes, but I would also say no because the whole time I've been streaming through my PC, I've been doing the software rather than the hardware. I haven't really seen any problems with it.
Well, you're comparing a PC that's $1,000 versus
Also,
there's a power difference.
right.
I'm talking
I
for
mean,
the people.
I wanted to throw that out there. Just like
And
Yeah.
just
You'll
remember,
see
you
it
could
in
go out
different
and buy this big
sides.
badass $1,500 computer in 6 months. It'll be obsolete.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm getting ready to build a $1,400 computer, but I'm realizing I'm not just streaming off of it. I'm using it for work.
Right.
yeah.
But
so-
see, you're also building it in a way that it's going to be upgradable if you need to.
Yes.
I mean, I'm running on a 1060 1060 graphics card. I mean, I can still bump that up. So I still have room to move on it. I mean, this is just like a basic build with some extra stuff that I didn't really need, but it was actually good to have once I started with it.
So I'm running on a 750 Ti with a gig. I think it's a gig or 2 gigs of GPU. That's it. So you're probably double, if not triple me in power. Then what are you running on for a graphics? Are you running on Radeon?
I think it's a Radeon.
That's it.
But you probably have a beefy processor.
You know what? I forget offhand exactly what is all in this computer.
I mean,
I haven't looked at the specs in a while.
does anybody really have any opinions on AMD at all? Like, versus, I mean, I know Intel is usually like the i7 is generally more viewed as the better option completely for streaming and all that other
Streaming
stuff.
game wise, like I see a lot of things go more Intel. Like music graphic based, I've seen it swing the other way to where they like AMD, but it all comes down to what you like. Now it's funny though because I've had when I talked with the Elgato people, they said they like Intel, to be run with their thing, and it runs best with that, blah blah blah. And then I have friends that run AMDs with it.
Yeah, and I run an AMD with it.
Right.
The only interesting factor that you mentioned, the Intel versus AMD CPU, is we just crossed a very interesting threshold in that market because Intel is behind in the last 3 because PC games are going to not use only. We're going to start using all of the core, which is a
Yeah.
So going with an 8-core AMD 7700, 1600 or more, could you may be better off. But now Intel's responding with the i9s and with I think they're doing another line of
It all
i7s,
comes down to what you're looking to do.
and also your price, your budget. You
This is going to be a big part.
yeah, like if
I
you
mean,
just want to build a
But
supercomputer.
just remember, just because you know your budget is $500 doesn't mean that you can't get something decent for $500.
Oh yeah,
I mean, also to put in perspective, this $1,000 computer that I'm using, and actually with this pre-built style, it actually saved me like $400 from what I was originally going to do, and it included some adapters and like an extra hard drive. It's like, well, so I mean,
Yeah.
like buying pre-built. I mean, I'm not saying $1,000 pre-built. It's like buying a pre-built is also not that bad of an option.
oh by no means it's not.
No,
Yeah.
especially if you're on a budget. I mean, buying pre-built is almost one of the best ways to go.
Right, so
Well-
like I said, it saved me like
So you can
$400.
shop around to multiple shops online and price stuff together.
Well, and the other big kicker is the thing that most of us don't factor in or think about is the cost of Windows 10. One copy of Windows 10 is almost $300 now.
Right.
Is it
And
really?
usually they come
Yes.
standard with it.
Yeah, Windows 10 is almost $300.
It's like, say, if you have an upgraded processor on a computer, you have to rebuy the Windows for it.
Yep.
Pretty sure Windows 10 is actually $300.
I've been pricing pretty hard lately at software and stuff. It's-
I'm looking at like Windows 10 Professionals, like $50.
The ones I've been seeing are like the high end pro licenses are like $300. The ones that are yeah.
I might be looking at something different here.
So it varies, but just it's not gonna, as we've all talked about here, it's not gonna cost $1,000 to make a PC that can stream for consoles.
Yeah.
I mean,
By no means. I mean, most people will do it from a laptop half the time, and it's not even close to that price.
the thing is now, from my experience, and the people I've talked to, usually trying to stream from a laptop is more expensive than trying to stream from a desktop.
Also, can be true, but I mean, like, I've seen a lot of people when they first start out that they'll use a laptop rather than a desktop. To do
Yeah.
it. I mean, and eventually,
Like,
once
I
they
probably
start
could
getting
have
into
used
it.
my laptop to stream from, but laptops aren't exactly the greatest thing because you're going to put such a load on your laptop that you're going to wear it out pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
Well, also, hey, thank you for the host, Mike. Much appreciated. You also come into the issue of most of those CPUs don't have the same clock speed as a desktop. They're usually a complete gigahertz behind. That just happens. That's a thing. Most of the graphics card are not as strong either. They're usually behind. So, not saying, because Bloody personally, I know streams off a laptop. That's what he streams off of.
Yeah.
I know quite a few other people who stream. It can be done. It's just
It's
once
not
you,
a permanent solution.
yeah, it is not a permanent
I think,
solution.
I mean, if you're a starting streamer, if you have to stream from your Xbox or whatever it may be, don't go out of your way to put yourself in debt just to have a stream center.
Yeah, no.
Wait till you get established a little bit, and then, you know, if you feel that, you know, you're going to keep doing it, then put the invest money into it.
My rule of thumb I've had, if you already have it set aside and you already have a computer that can do it, that's not that bad.
Right.
But if you've got it, I guess my rule of thumb is if you want to do a computer upgrade, at least hit your 50 followers and get your affiliate button.
What's up, Tipsy?
Because you know you're growing from there and you know you're going somewhere. Because that's a big help. That's a thing where you have revenue coming back. So it's still going to cost you, but you can make some money back from Twitch and from helping you grow. Twitch is honestly is not a business model. It's a hobby. Is it nice that it makes you a little money? Yes, but it really, people make it a business, but sometimes that's not for everyone, and you got to understand that because it's a hard business to
Right, I
get
mean,
into.
If you're trying to do this for the money or something, you're in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
Because unless
well, you're probably your heart's in the wrong place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because there's not many streamers.
I've seen, like, I mean, I'm not going to name names, but I've seen too many people that they just keep asking for subs or donations or this or that, and you know, it's not what streaming is all about.
I mean, I know I personally on my own channel, I've put down on there as like, you know, a little about me and like, you know, follow me on Twitter, so I'll throw it up, hey guys, about to stream or something like that. Then like donations said not accepting donations right now, just want to have fun.
Yeah, and
Like,
that's great.
I've already set that to that point. It's like once I have people follow me that actually enjoy whatever I'm playing at the time, because I try to do multi game, across the board of different games. I've only really done like Destiny or a little bit of League of Legends and some H1Z1. I'll
All
add
great
more to that.
games.
It's like I'll add more to that. I mean, I've downloaded some more free to play games. Could also be the best games that they're up. I mean, there's was it Fractured Space? It's a free to play game, and I'm going to try that out soon. I know Professor Broman was trying that out himself. So it's anywhere from the big guy to the little guy can throw up. And it's like it's whatever.
Well, that's like I went straight from like all I streamed with Destiny, then I broke out into Dying Light more, and now I've been streaming Overwatch.
Right. So I mean,
So
it's just
And-
figuring it out.
Yeah,
don't get me
and
wrong, there are certain people that are going to watch you for certain games.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. But I mean, at the same time, if they like you as a person, they're going to come watch no matter what.
Right. And that's what I'd rather get to start it to go through on it.
that's a good way to think
Right?
about
Like
it.
the people that stop in my chat and everything, they don't really give a a couple of them give a crap what I'm playing, but for the most part, they come just to hang out.
Like,
Waffle
even my friends
World.
just come in and be like, dude, what do you do with your life? I'm like, I'm playing games. I don't know about you. I'm having fun.
But you also find the gems in the community. Like Warframe is a free to play game. I hopped on there and streamed there once or twice, and I had 40 people walk in and out over the course of like 4 hours from the Warframe community and just say hello. Said thank you for streaming this wonderful game. Things like that. I know I personally have gotten away from Destiny just because game's dead. I'm bored with it. My people who watch are bored with it. So I'm going to retro, going back to PS1, Nintendo 64, SNES, all of it.
It's called
So-
SNES.
Yes.
I've never heard anyone call the SNES SNES. That's a first for me.
So, well, any questions from the chat? Let's throw it out there. Any questions from the chat? Actually, do me a favor. Plug your stream, Beard.
So you did it, didn't you? Do the shout out?
Yeah, but you get to talk about your own stream. What is your stream about?
Well, I mean, right now I open it up just to have fun. Just have people come in because I know I always enjoyed watching it. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I can do it myself. And I'm not really in it for the money. I mean, it'd be cool one day, great. I mean, if it happens, awesome. If it doesn't, I'm not really upset about it because I want to make people laugh and have fun and enjoy, watching a game when they can't play it or when they just, they're tired of playing it themselves. They still want to watch it. So my stream is really just there just to have fun. I know I've hit a learning curve with the whole, stream while people are there and then try to talk to whoever's coming in and out or whatnot. But it's definitely fun when you have people that are actually active in it. So
Right. Yeah, when you're sitting there staring at a chat and no one's talking or anything, you're like, okay.
yeah,
That is the hardest thing as a streamer.
yeah. So I try to throw commentary in anyways. It sounds like I'm talking to myself, which is weird. But
You know what? I learned to do that when I first started streaming. I learned to just talk to myself.
I mean,
So
like, in case
I'd just be
anyone
sitting
wants to
here
come
talking to myself because and the thing is like your total viewer thing doesn't show everyone that's actually looking in at the moment. So you could have someone lurking in there that it doesn't matter. If
They may not have an actual
they're
Twitch
there or
account.
not, but they can
Yeah.
hear what's going on, so they're going to be sitting there listening to you and seeing if they want to join or make themselves known.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've seen it on a couple of occasions where my viewer count says like a couple people, and I look in to see the list of people just just for fun, and there's like just moderators. I'm like, huh? Then I realize, oh, it's people just kind of pop in and out. It's like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
So do me a favor. I'm gonna plug Burley Striker, and then you get to plug yours, because anybody who comes in there, that's what we're about. We're all hosting. We're here to play each other. Also, Rebel, please join voice chat and general Discord. I know Outlaw can't hear me because he's probably with family, but please also join. So Bloody Striker, Destiny streamer, Sherpa, great hilarious guy from Wookieeville. It's one of the big Sherpas, does great job, makes sure people gets their stuff done, and has you laughing all the way through it, playing great music. Let me give him a shout out. Go check out Bloody Striker. He's a great guy. So, Sin, would you like to plug?
What's up?
Please plug your stream. Talk about your stream.
Oh, my stream is just straight chill. Like, as long as you're not an asshole, I'm cool with it.
always a fair
Come
point.
have fun. As long as you don't request any music like ass, we're all good.
That was amazing, though.
I mean, what was it like? I don't.
Oh, he doesn't know?
No, you're the only one that currently knows. I will send him the link after this.
Oh, he will
Okay.
have to see that then. He will have
Yes.
to see that.
Oh, you guys saved the video of it of what you did to Zen, or was it?
No, it's
No. I'll explain after.
It's just a YouTube thing or whatever, and yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna sit there and you're gonna check that out, and you're just gonna be sitting there going, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yep. That's
I do that
about
a
how to
lot.
describe it.
I do that a lot in general.
Because when I first heard it, yeah, my face just, it had. What am I listening to? And it's even better though. You got to watch the video with it.
Yes, you do have to watch the video with it. Okay.
So,
Yeah,
when we get out of this, I'll
just
do that.
listen to it. You got to watch the video with it.
Okay. So, is there anything else we need to discuss in this stream of Triple S? Anybody have any more questions? Beard? More questions?
No, I mean I'm pretty solid.
Okay. Once again, we'll be doing this next Saturday again, so save your questions up, bring them in, ask away. But we had 2 people in our stream this past week actually hit their 50 followers. So I'm going to say a personal congratulations to both XOutlaw37X for hitting your 50 followers. You will be getting most likely your affiliate button very soon. Congratulations. Rebel, congratulations on hitting your 50 followers.
Yes.
Also will be getting your your affiliate button soon. So, round of applause to both of you guys putting the effort in, putting the work in, and developing your streams. Time to grow.
Yeah, because literally this takes hours and hours and hours to sit here and do this.
Yeah.
I mean, I know one day even when I was just broadcasting it, I was sitting there actually playing with Ezreal. And I think he came in and out, but I was sitting there. I think I streamed for like 12 hours in one day or 15 hours.
My average
spread
stream
out.
every day is anywhere from 10 to 16 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could do that right now, but I mean, I at
Luckily
least
enough, I'm able to, but
yeah, I'd probably do it a couple hours a day at the
But
least.
see, that's part of the thing about setting up a stream, though, is if you have set hours,
people know when to
will come
come.
to watch you at that time.
Yeah.
So, just in case you guys don't know what we mean by following, just in case. So, here's Beard's page. See that heart? Go click that heart. That's how you follow people. That's how you support us streamers. Go in there, click that heart. Aw. Okay, come on, guys. Let's at least get him to 20 next week. Let's see. Let's all jump in there. Let's get him. Try to get him another 8. Let's push him there. Let's try to get him 20 followers by next week.
That'd be awesome. I appreciate that.
Um,
I know I'm gonna at least do it a couple nights this week. It's probably from about 6:30 Eastern to 9:30 Eastern.
Well, and the thing is too, like if we see people on or whatever, we could always push smaller streams as well.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Because like my viewers have been down a little bit, like for the last week, but I mean, like I'm starting to average anywhere from 13 to 20 or so, and
I'm averaging between like 16. This takes time.
right,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and
It's,
it
I know it
just
doesn't
depends
happen
on the
overnight.
day, what's people have going on. It's a crapshoot of what your views are actually going to be. Like,
Definitely.
don't put too much basement into who's viewing you, who's not, how many follows you got. Just
Yeah.
have fun with it.
I mean, as always, man.
Yeah. The last biggest piece of advice I can tell you: host someone every time you're getting ready to stop. Make sure you host somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Make friends and host out.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to actually do that right now. So let me find
Right, 'cause
someone
your
random.
followers fluctuate. Like I've had amazing days and I've had really crappy days.
Yeah, I mean, some days
like,
people have
okay,
10, some
here's
people
an
have
idea.
100.
Over the last 7 days, looking at my stats, I had 22 followers. Okay, and that's because it's been a slow week this week. Over the last month, I've had 525.
There you go.
So it fluctuates so much that if you try to keep up with the numbers, it's gonna give you a headache.
So let's go surprise somebody who's actually somebody who helped me get started in streaming, helped me a lot, got me on the path that I'm on now, and really made a huge difference for me. Helped me really get set up my first overlay that I used for probably the first 2 months that I streamed. So we're actually going to go host a good friend of mine, Ghost Revenger.